I'm Madison Timmons.
And I'm JT Timmons.
And we're the co-creators of the hit podcast, The Most Haunted City on Earth.
Look, we love ghosts, but we also love true crime. So we here at Haunted City Studios decided to create From One to Wicked.
A true crime podcast with a killer twist. We'll investigate,
Discuss
then rate
the most brutal and devious crimes and the monsters who commit them.
on a scale from 1 to wicked. So sit back and kill some time with us.
And remember, next time you're walking down the street,
You might just be passing a perfect wicked 10. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of From One to Wicked. My name is Madison Timmons.
and I'm Biscuit.
They don't know who Biscuit is on
Well,
this
they-
podcast.
Well, they might if they listen to our paranormal podcast.
Biscuit was a star in one of our ghost
Star.
mails that we just read. For the pair of junkies who are currently watching, they all know who Biscuit is. But for those of you
He's
who are-
everything. He's the moment.
he is, well, it's a she.
She's the
She's
moment.
the moment. But yes, this is going to be an interesting case that we're going to cover. I actually didn't hear about this case when it happened, but I heard about it about a week before he was about to be convicted because it was being called one of the most gruesome murders in UK history.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I am excited to hear about this because I know nothing about it at all.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. It is a little gruesome, and there is a mention of animal cruelty. So if that is something that triggers you, just be aware. But yeah, this is going to be the case of Holly Bramley.
Holly Bramley. Okay.
And if you are new here, first off, welcome. But also, we do this a little bit differently. We rank all of these cases on a scale of from 1 to wicked based off of 5 different categories, including brutality, premeditation, motive, difficulty of investigation, and body count.
Yep.
And so at the end of this, we are going to be ranking this case on our scale. You are more than welcome to also rank it on our 5 criteria. But if you want to just give an overall ranking of from 1 to wicked, let us know in the comments.
Absolutely. And we're currently live streaming for the Pair Junkies.
Yes. And so y'all who are with us right now, at the end of this, make sure you give us your scores as well, and we'll add it into the final total.
Yes.
But all right. So this is the perp that we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
And this is Holly.
All right.
So
She looks sweet.
yes. So basically, the concept of this case is a husband who brutally dismembered his wife into 224 pieces and paid a friend of £50 to assist him in disposing of her remains in a river has been sentenced to life imprisonment.
50 pounds?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. This case is so mind-boggling.
What in the hell?
Yeah. Like this dude, if they had not got him earlier, he would be a serial killer. I am
Wow.
certain of it. So just
Okay.
keep that in mind as
Okay.
we're talking about it.
Holy crap.
I
50
know.
pounds?
Yeah, you'll hear about it. Don't worry.
Wow.
But in March of 2023, Nicholas Metson, who was a 28-year-old man, brutally stabbed Holly Bramley, a 26-year-old woman, at least 4 times. After the attack, Metson dismembered her body and kept her body parts stored in the kitchen larder of their shared flat in Lincoln, in England, for a week. Lincoln Crown Court heard that Metson attempted to conceal his barbaric act by purchasing substantial quantities of cleaning products and enlisting his school friend Joshua Hancock, a 28-year-old, to assist in transporting the body parts to the River Witham in Bassingham.
Wow.
He
All for 50 pounds.
all for £50.
It's like you don't, like, at that point, it's like you just don't accept a payment. You just do it. 'Cause it's like,
Exactly. Also, it's like,
if you're going to do it.
yeah, I'm like, that doesn't seem like a 50-pound job,
No.
in my opinion. But he needed to help to dispose of his wife's remains after being kept hidden in their flat for nearly a week.
Goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness.
He offered Hancock £50 for his assistance with the job. Just got £50 for disposing of a body, Hancock wrote in a text message, and the court got to see that.
Oh, shoot. You just don't text that.
You don't text that.
What the hell?
These are not professionals.
No,
So,
you could tell.
Yeah, these are not hitmen. They don't understand the law. But that's also like, duh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Also, Metson used Holly's Facebook account to message her friends, deceiving them into believing she was still alive. He falsely claimed that she had left him and moved to Manchester while simultaneously sending himself money from her bank account.
Jeez. Psychopath, huh?
Mm-hmm. Wait till it only gets worse about that. Like, he is definitely a psychopath.
Okay.
Like, he fits all the criteria.
Okay.
And a search of Metson's phone later revealed that he had made Google searches related to disturbing topics such as how to get rid of a dead body, what benefits can I get if my wife dies, and does God forgive murder? I feel like that should be the title of this episode. Does God forgive murder?
Ooh, that's a good title of the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yikes.
And so Metson initially denied murder, but later changed his plea to guilty before the trial. Annette Bramley, the mother of the victim, described her family as having suffered unimaginable pain after branding him an evil monster who had convinced his wife that her family was abusive, causing them not to see her for the years leading up to her death. And this is them together.
He does look like a little creepo.
He does look like a creepo. The couple had married in 2021, but were on the verge of separating when Metson carried out the murder, the court heard. Holly's mother called her daughter beautiful, kind, and loving, expressing her sorrow that her last moments were filled with pain and that her life was taken by someone who clearly had no regard for human life. And the direct quote was, "We were prevented from seeing Holly in the years leading up to her murder. We were prevented from seeing her before her death, and due to his monstrous actions, he made sure we were prevented from seeing her after her death. Holly will always be in our hearts. We will never forget her and the impact she had on our lives."
Yeah.
So
Applejack said, "How hard up do you need to be hiding bodies for $50?"
No, literally.
Seriously. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And not the Google searches. Literally.
Yeah.
I'm like, these people don't comprehend how investigations operate.
Oh, yeah.
So before Miss Bramley's remains were discovered, the court heard this testimony. And while Miss Bramley was considered missing, Lincolnshire police visited the flat that she and Metson shared. Prosecutor Gordon Aspen, KC, told the judge Lincolnshire police were called to the couple's flat on March 24th, 2023, because of a concern for Mrs. Bramley's welfare. Mm-hmm. And so basically it was just a welfare call. So they were thinking, oh, we'll see her and like let whoever called know she's fine. Metson informed officers that his wife had left their home on March 19th with two members of a local mental health crisis team. Metson told officers his wife had been abusive to him. Rude. That's so disrespectful. Showing them a bite mark on his forearm.
Not a little bite mark.
A little bite mark that he earned, trust me. And she had left home with a local mental health support group. Officers detected a strong odor of bleach and ammonia emanating from the flat.
Yeah, officers
Literally. They also found a saw on a towel, blood-stained sheets in the bathtub, and a large blood stain on the bedroom floor.
What?
Yeah.
This is the worst murderer.
Sloppiest murder.
It's so sloppy.
It is unbelievable.
Oh my God.
It's like he was asking to get caught.
No,
you know?
seriously, what the hell?
There was evidence of recent redecoration and cleaning. The police also spotted a number of large dark stains on the floor in the main bedroom, which later turned out to be Holly's blood, Mr. Aspen said. Police subsequently found Metson had told lies to officers who later returned to conduct a search of the flat. At one point, Mr. Metson joked she might be hiding under the bed. That's not a joke.
That's not a joke.
You don't say that to cops when you have your wife's blood all over your apartment.
Yeah. He probably knows he's cooked at this point.
Probably. After police discovered that Metson's account of his wife's disappearance was false, he was apprehended and charged with her murder and perverting the course of justice. So all of this, mind you, happened in a span of like 2 days.
Yeah.
Which is so, like, how sloppy do you have to be
Yeah.
to get caught in 2 days? So the following day, on March 25th, 2023, a walker made a grim discovery when he noticed plastic bags floating in the river with him.
You said a walker?
Yeah, a walker.
Oh, just like somebody just walking?
He was just chilling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
well,
Heard
'cause-
that, just a walker.
Yeah, well, like, so this is the river
Okay.
where she was found. So, like, it was just like somebody taking a little stroll.
Just gander.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he noticed plastic bags floating in the river with him at Bassingham, one of which contained a human hand, he said. Initially mistaking the remains for those of an animal, the walker noticed a human hand, leading him to believe it was a human body. Police divers recovered 224 remains of Mrs. Bramley's body.
Isn't there... That's not how many bones there are. One of the parajunkies knows how many bones in the human body.
It's
I know
it's
they'll
close
post.
to something like that.
I forget.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. But anyway.
But yeah, unfortunately, some of Miss Bramley's remains, including part of her heart, have yet to be discovered.
Part of her heart?
Yeah. Yeah, like he cut up her heart.
Oh.
Yeah.
He eat it?
Maybe.
He freaking ate it.
We don't know that for a fact.
He ate it.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
Why would you? Why?
Why would you eat it? Like, keep a piece of her heart, unless it's like a
Exactly.
souvenir.
Maybe it's a souvenir. I think he ate it.
I mean, he could have gone Dahmer on it.
Yeah.
You never know.
He cooked it up.
He did go Dahmer on keeping her in the fridge, though. So.
My Leah said 206.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Aspden said it was likely the 26-year-old was stabbed multiple times in the bedroom before being moved to the bathroom where she was dismembered.
Heard that before.
Her remains were then stored in the kitchen larder, and he said the bite mark on Metson's arm suggests she was being restrained in a headlock. After murdering his wife, Metson withdrew 50 pounds from her bank account, from his wife's bank account.
Oh, boy.
And searched on the internet with questions such as, what benefits do I get if my wife has died, and can someone haunt me after they die?
Really? Mm-hmm. That he searched, can someone haunt me after they die? He's not in his right mind.
No.
He's not in his right mind.
No.
There's no way. Like, how would Google come up with anything like that?
Right, exactly.
You know, how does Google know that, you're going to get into heaven still?
Exactly.
Like, he's not all there, man.
CCTV footage played in court showed Miss Bramley was last seen alive returning to her flat on March 17th. In addition to this search history, he had also sent a message to Hancock, who was a resident of Walnut Close in Paddington, in the early hours of March 25th, offering him money in exchange for assistance. Hancock was arrested on April 5th and charged with obstructing a coroner. Extensive CCTV surveillance revealed Metson moving a substantial number of bags from his apartment on the 14th floor into an elevator before loading them into his yellow Puget? Is that
Puget? I think it's Puget.
In the early hours of March 25th. I've never heard of that car. Interesting.
I have, but I forget if it's Puget or Puget.
Yeah. Metson, who initially denied killing his wife, but later changed his plea to guilty on February 23rd, and Hancock, who pled guilty to disposing of a corpse with intent to obstruct or prevent a coroner's inquest during the same hearing, were confronted by members of Miss Bramley's distraught family in court.
Yeah, I don't think that guy profited off that job.
No, not at all. Leah said he should have ChatGPT'd it, would have gotten better answers. I know it probably wasn't around then, but I mean, honestly, he was screwed either way.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter if he got good answers.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, he admitted to obstructing a coroner and unrelated offenses, including attempting sexual communication with a child and drug offenses.
What? Oh
Hancock,
my God.
the $50.
The $50 guy?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
So this really,
So yeah, he just didn't have any morals.
yeah, this
Oh, wow.
really screwed him. That 50 pounds was not worth it because it literally just unraveled everything for him. It's
Jeez.
honestly good.
Yeah.
He was jailed for 3 years and 3 months in total. Judge Simon Hurst emphasized that Metson's failure to provide a reason for his wife's murder was an aggravating factor. He further stated that it was evident that she was a much-loved young woman. But Metson's lawyer, however, claimed that his diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder was a factor in the murder. I disagree with that. He is a psychopath.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
Autism doesn't cause you to do that.
Exactly.
Like, that's just him that's just his lawyer trying to pull
do
any
anything.
straws that he can.
Yeah. Because the dude's like absolutely screwed. And Reese said $50 truly is insane. And Mama, I'm broke. So that's saying something.
That's
my God.
such a mood, though.
And then original Paramutant said it's pronounced Pew Joe. It's French and garbage.
It's just like him. Well, actually, he's not French. He's English and garbage, but
Yes.
close enough.
It's English and garbage.
Yeah. So there you go. But he said her mother describes her as beautiful, kind, and loving. It's evident that Holly's friends will never fill the void she left behind. And Mylea said, I was going to say, LOL, autism does not equal murder. It doesn't.
No.
It's a terrible excuse.
Yeah.
And so, anywho, the court heard that Metson had previous convictions for offenses against former partners. So he had a history of domestic violence.
Yeah.
His first conviction was when he was 17 in 2013, followed by convictions in 2016 and 2017.
Jeez.
Nicholas Metson had previously tortured and killed Holly's pets.
What?
Yeah, you're going to hate this part, JT. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
You should have worn your shirt. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, JT has a shirt that says, be nice to animals or I'll kill you.
Yeah, it just says be kind to animals or I'll kill you.
Yeah. You should have worn that.
I know, right? Damn.
But Holly,
I didn't know.
Yeah, Holly Bramley had once fled her home with her pet rabbits and sought police help after he killed her hamsters by putting them in a food blender and the microwave oven.
Oh, no.
And then her mother, Annette Bramley, said on one occasion, Metson put their puppy in the washing machine. I know. It's so disturbing. It's so bad. And she told ITV News, Holly managed to stop the cycle of the machine and get the puppy out, but then he drowned the puppy in the bath.
Okay, yeah, no, this dude is
Full-blown psychopath.
Full-blown psychopath. Holy crap.
And her mom said, we were fearful for Holly's life after that, and I expressed those concerns to the police some years ago. I always thought Holly would be his first human victim.
Yeah.
There is a well-documented link between animal cruelty and violence towards people, and some studies suggest that abuse of pets or the threat of it is not uncommon in domestic abuse cases. It's also a very high on the list attribute of psychopaths, especially for serial killers. Yeah. That's why I say this guy, if he had not gotten caught so quick, he would have gone on to kill many other people.
Yeah,
you
absolutely. Know? Oh, Mylea is I didn't know that about you, Mylea. She said she's a therapist.
Oh, very nice.
That's very cool. And yeah, she said he is psychotic.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum sentence of 19 years and 316 days.
Wow.
And this is just a little collage of Holly with her mom and with her family and whatnot. And then that ass wipe down in the corner.
Not the ass wipe down the corner. His hair. He doesn't have hair?
No.
It's just in patches?
Yeah, he's just a little peach fuzz.
Okay.
But a family statement released through Lincolnshire Police expressed a mix of emotions, acknowledging that justice has finally been served after losing their vibrant, happy, and affectionate daughter, sister, and aunt in such a barbaric and heinous manner a year ago. I agree. It's a pretty heinous crime. And also just the fact that he did all of that before he killed
Drowning
her.
a puppy? That's
blending her hamsters? I'm sorry, what?
No.
Do you mean?
That's serial killer. You're 100% right.
Yeah. Jeez. And so basically their quote was, the loss of Holly is still raw as we've come to learn more and more of what happened to her before and after her tragic death. Today is by no means closure, but it is a milestone in the process of our grief and healing. And mind you, he was convicted only like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, our dear sweet Holly was a beautiful, caring, innocent soul who had a kindness and warmth that affected everyone she met. She loved to sing, dance, had a passion for animals, and which is even more disturbing to hear after what he did to her.
Yeah.
And was rarely seen without a smile on her face. Her vibrant spirit and infectious laughter filled our lives with joy. She was truly special. She adored her younger brothers, nieces, and nephews, and wanted nothing more than to become a mother herself one day. To have children of her own, to dote on and shower with love. She was so many family and friends. She has so many family and friends who love her, who are now left feeling truly devastated that she is no longer here to live the long and happy life she deserved. It added, sadly, meeting the man who cruelly took her life was just the beginning of a rocky road for Holly as she embarked on a life of domestic abuse. And despite our trying as a family, we never managed to save her from that. Which is unfortunate. That happens, you know. Unfortunately, that's like a number one issue with a lot of domestic abuse cases is that they try to isolate the victim so that they can continue to inflict the abuse, which is...
Without family getting involved.
Exactly. Yeah. Because they know if others see it, they're going to try to take her away from him. And so... we as a family are asking and encouraging anyone living with domestic abuse to seek support and tell someone. We miss Holly so much. Our hearts are broken. But if anything, we need her death to highlight that domestic abuse is not okay. If she had recognized that this was what it was she was being subjected to, we may have her home with us now. They directed any other domestic abuse survivors to the Lincolnshire Domestic Abuse Specialist Service, or LDASS, before concluding, let's make domestic abuse everyone's business for Holly's sake. And this is like a little note and part of the memorial that they made for her. So, and it says, our dear sweet Holly, I so wish we were giving you flowers to brighten your room. Love you, Mom and Dad. Love, Justin.
Damn.
It's really sad.
That's super sad.
And that's basically everything we have on the case because it's...
Wow. Well, that's something else.
So, and to clarify, Nikki, so 19 years is just the minimum that he has to serve. So, like, they gave him a life sentence, technically. And I'm assuming in the UK, they, after 19 years, maybe start an appeal process or talk about parole or things like that. But he's at minimum serving 19 years. I hope he gets to rot in jail for the rest of his life.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
He definitely will.
But, yeah.
All right.
It's a pretty cruel case.
Yeah, it really is. I'm kind of confused on how to rank it.
I know, right?
It's like, so brutality is probably going to be the highest for me because I'm going to give it an 8. Because it's, I mean, just killing your wife, chopping her up. I'm going to take into account like the puppy and the hamsters.
I am too.
Because, you know, their lives mattered also. And then, let's see, premeditation. I mean,
I feel like we should take body count out of it because...
Yeah, body count can be out of it. We don't have to do body count. Pair Junkies, y'all put your numbers in the comments. So Maddie, why are you giving him 7 for pre-med?
So my only reason for giving him a 7 for premeditation is because of the fact that I don't know if this was just an instance of his standard abuse towards her and it went too far. And after he killed her, he was like, I have to clean up my mess, basically.
Sure.
I don't know if because it's not super clear if he like actively for like months was like, I'm going to kill her, you know? Because I could totally see this being like, he gets into whatever mode he gets into to inflict the violence he does on her. And it just went another level in this particular instance. Because it seemed like everything was really hasty. In like, you know, the cleaning up and stuff and paying his friend $50 to try to help him, you know, take away the dismembered parts of her. But yeah, it's just a little muddy.
Why the motive? Why 9 for the motive?
So motive for 9, I think it's because, again, I took a point off because I don't know if this was like a crime of passion or if this was actually thought out. But motive-wise, I think it was very clear that at least he wanted to inflict irreparable harm on her.
Yes.
That was his motive. And then after the fact, he started, because he's a psychopath, he started thinking about himself. What can I get out of this situation? Can I get life insurance? Can I still get into heaven? Like, can I blah, 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 blah. He wasn't thinking about the actual damage he inflicted. He was thinking about what's going to happen to him.
Exactly.
And so motive-wise, that tells me at least that it was more than likely just he wants to hurt her.
Yeah, he's a narcissist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brutality-wise, though, I gave him a 9 because, I mean, cutting your wife into 224 pieces is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
No sane individual could ever imagine doing that to their spouse, the person that you claim that you love.
Exactly.
And so, and then difficulty of investigation, I gave him a 1 because he made it so easy.
I gave him a 2 for difficulty of investigation because I feel like a 1 for me at least would be like him doing it and then just being like, I did it.
I guess that's right. Okay, then yeah, I'm going to change it to 2 because I agree with you.
And then motive, I gave him a 6 because the motive was just kind of unclear. I agree with you. I think the motive was just solely to hurt her.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen that motive in a billion cases.
Yeah.
And I think that you know, that just deserves the middle ground 6. And premeditation, I've given him a 5 because you're right. I don't know if it's a crime of passion, which inherently is less wicked, even though this guy's obviously super wicked. But it's less wicked than planning all this out. I don't think, looking at the difficulty of investigation, I don't think he planned this out too much. No. So I'm giving him a 5. And brutality, I'm giving him a solid 8 because he's shit. I mean, that's chopping your wife up, like you said, is just insane.
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, with this case, I truly do think it was domestic violence that went too far, which unfortunately does happen.
Yes.
And it's not uncommon. Just they don't usually chop their wife into 224 pieces.
Yep.
But every case of this is disturbing. And if anything, I hope that her family is finding solace in meeting other victims through their efforts.
Yeah.
Bringing awareness to domestic violence.
So this dude got a 5.86.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And
that seems about right.
Parajunkies, what are you ranking? Old guy here.
Yeah. I'll add it in. I'll add it in even after.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's our case today. I know it's a little bit of a heavier one.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if any of y'all are going through this, maybe take this as your sign to consider reaching out to any resources that you have in your general vicinity. And our hearts go out to Holly's family because it's a tragic case and it didn't need to happen. And I'm glad that he's locked up because he's dangerous to his community for sure. But yes, so other than that, y'all, make sure to leave your rankings of this in the comments below if you're listening on YouTube or Spotify. Now that Spotify has comments and whatnot. But other than that, my name is Madison Timmons.
And I'm JT Timmons.
And don't forget, next time you're walking down the street, you might just be passing a perfect 10.